Where did that idea of 13 being bad luck come from? Why are people so scared of that number? I have neuroscientist and TED speaker Sarah Baldeo here to break it all down for us. Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I am intrigued about this because we were talking off camera how,
Yes.
you know, 13, the Friday the 13th is a superstition. There's actually a word for it. I can't say it, but tell me, what is it?
So it's paraskevi-decatria-phobia.
Wow.
And paraskevi means Friday.
Okay.
Decatria means 13 in Greek, and phobia means fear. So it's a bit of a mouthful, but that's the official term for it.
Okay, so let's break this stigma of the Friday the 13th
Yes.
and that phobia. You were telling me that superstitions also shrink your brain, right? But
They do.
Walk me through about that.
So when you start to develop fears, there's a part of your brain called the medial temporal cortex. Just think about it as the part that controls emotion and memory. So you've got your amygdala, which is emotion, hippocampus, which is memory. And so when you're not paying attention to facts and you're paying attention to superstition, you're actually losing brain cells.
Oh my goodness.
So it shrinks your brain, but on the positive side, it does control stress and anxiety. And so superstitions reduce stress.
I'm in shock. Obviously, I try to stay away from superstition.
Yes.
You know, like especially like a Dolphins game where you have to wear your jersey every day. That's like a
Yes.
superstition, right? If you don't continue a trend. But how do we break that? How do we break that superstition?
So the term was actually only invented in the 1990s by a psychotherapist. And he would make this joke with his patients. He said, the minute you can pronounce it, you're cured of these superstitions.
Oh, that's good.
So one of the ways that you challenge superstitions in the brain is actually researching the facts and activating the front of your brain, which is called your frontal cortex, and challenging it to pay attention to the facts as opposed to the superstitions and just those patterns that we sometimes make up when we see black cats, for example.
Yeah. So we're trying to break away from the superstition. What's like the first beginning steps to doing that?
I obviously am a little bit of a nerd because I'm a neuroscientist. I would say start doing the research and reading about it.
Okay.
So you're actually going to activate the part of your brain called your vision center when you're reading, and it's going to create this new synaptic connection. So you'll get a trigger in your brain that, hey, when I see a black cat, I'm not going to associate that with bad luck. Or when I break a mirror, I'm not just going to assume that these are all the negative memories. So the more you do it and you challenge your brain, start recording every time you saw a black cat. Did something bad really happen? Or did you just remember the bad things?
Or, we're wearing black, and that's,
We are.
that means that we're breaking the superstition. We can wear black on Friday the 13th.
Yes.
If people want to know more information about you, how we can break this Friday the 13th phobia, where can they go?
They can find me on Instagram at the Sarah Baldeo, or they can look me up on my website, sarahbaldeo.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sarah, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.